Baker Mayfield was in the middle of a press conference the other day, and he was asked by Jenna Lane of ESPN if he enjoyed having that moment with the Seattle Seahawks fan and then obviously getting the win afterwards. He said yes, obviously, and then that led to this question during his presser.
Is there something where you kind of realize maybe your younger years, I don't know if you were as accepted for doing some of that stuff, and now it seem like it's a little bit more embraced. You know, people gravitate to it a little bit more. The narrative changes around that. Do you notice that?
Yeah, I mean, I told you guys I try and not get too high, not get too low, which is something that I was not doing early on in my career. But, early on in my career, it's looked as cocky, immature. Now it's moxie, he's a dog. So it's same, different day. Just as long as you play well, they change the narrative. But you just got to be yourself, and I've always been like that.
Don't want to put myself into everything, but he's taking a shot at us?
What?
Is that a shot at Moxie? I use a lot of that. He's a dog. I think we use every other
We've given
sentence.
comments the whole time that we were never killing Bake. We always loved his moxie and his confidence and his charisma. We know that.
Okay, I hope so, because he is a very thought-out person whenever he's giving press conference answers. There's a reason why he says things. We've seen him absolutely bury people in his own brilliant way, and it's like whenever he describes, they used to say this, now they say this. We've been a Baker supporter, I think, since the beginning, but on that note, whenever you win, obviously it's viewed differently. Now, granted, did he win in Cleveland? Yes.
Yeah. He still did.
He won a playoff game there.
Yeah.
Wow, he said obviously learning and evolving and everything like that. But he has always had the Baker Mayfield edge, I think, since we've seen him. And I think that's his point. It's like I've always been me. I have never not been me. Now, was he a little bit too high, a little bit too low at the beginning, as like most 22, 23-year-olds potentially are as they become men? Yeah, he acknowledged that. But he's always going to be Baker, and I love that. I love that Tampa Bay has said this guy's our franchise. They've paid him like he's the franchise. And against Seattle, anybody can get it if they want to run their mouth. He is still Baker Mayfield. I love that. And I'm thankful he's getting a chance to kind of talk his shit, too.
Yeah, agreed. And now, even though, we tend to use Moxie and Dawg when talking about him these days.
Talking about everybody.
And everybody, yes.
I know other people use these terms, but boy, Moxie.
They didn't use him 6 years ago, but yeah.
But he was on this show 2 years ago to the date at the Dallas State Fair.
He was.
Yes, he was.
And that was not his younger career. That was later in his career. So if he was talking about you or any of us in his early career.
Remember, he started playing bad after playing on going on our show, though. It did not go great after it came on our show. Now, he's got a long-term contract with that team.
Yeah, exactly.
And everything ends up working out well in the long term. But I appreciate that Baker Mayfield has probably taken it on the shins for a large portion of his career. And in Cleveland, I think there should have been more people saying, hey, this guy wins. Why wouldn't we have him there? Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, Super Bowl champion, head coach of the NFL, our coach, a Yinzers through and through, absolute legend. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Mike McCarthy. Coach, good to see you. Good to see you, Coach. You look amazing. Hey, can you talk a little bit about a quarterback with that edge like Baker has there? What are your thoughts on him, the player, and where he's at in his career right now with Tampa basically saying, this is our guy for the foreseeable future?
I love everything Baker's doing. I had a chance to watch Baker play in high school, like Travis, down there in Austin, Texas, as a Cavalier, and his whole flight out there to Texas Tech to Oklahoma. And I love what he said in the press conference, because he's exactly right. He hasn't changed. I mean, he's always been feisty, maybe a little more up and down in his younger years, but he's always played the position of quarterback, super competitive, but he also does a really good job of distributing the football. So love what he's doing. He's having a great year, and just really happy for him to have that success. And I think Tampa did a great job committing to him.
Is it accuracy that is Baker's best thing? Obviously, his competitive edge is awesome, but he can put the ball as if he was to hand deliver it. Is that the biggest thing for quarterbacks to have success in the NFL?
I would say the accuracy, but his anticipation, I think, is a great anticipator. And obviously he has a receiver group that he's in tune with. Those guys have played a lot of football together. But when you watch him play, he's not sitting on his back foot. He's going through the progression. There's always rhythm to his feet. Ball comes out on time. So very composed in the pocket. But I think he's an excellent anticipator.
AJ, he's not the only hot quarterback in the NFL right now. We've been chit-chatting about two guys that I think Coach McCarthy loves as well.
Absolutely, Coach. We've heard you talk about Dak Prescott and how much you appreciate him as a player. Also, Trevor Lawrence, two young guys, seem to kind of be taking that next step, maybe playing very well early. What's your thoughts on those two guys?
Well, so much, as we said about the quarterback position as far as productivity and really, getting the ball distributed to their playmakers. But I love it when you see players go to another level emotionally. The confidence just oozes out of their ears. And I thought Trevor with that big win, the other night, that's a nice, stepping stone. You always talk about stacking success as a football team. You definitely need to do it as a quarterback. And no different with Dak. I thought Dak has done a great job playing the way he needs to. I thought the time clock, passing game he had against was Green Bay was exactly what he needed to do, and he did it for, four quarters and an overtime. So, and I thought he did a great job against the Jets, just getting that ball distributed. But with that, the production, winning, obviously brings a lot of confidence. But when your quarterback is that dude, that dog, and you see the body language and how they're winning, I think it lifts everybody up.
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that Dak and Trevor, not young at this point, they're kind of middle of their careers. Both of them have been paid. And if their best football is still very much in front of them, which it feels like you think that is the case, right, for Dak and Trevor and Baker?
Oh, definitely. I think today these quarterbacks are playing to their 40. I mean, I just think the way the NFL players are, just with the support and the science and everything, they take great care of themselves. It's not uncommon to see guys having great years in their late 30s. So yes, definitely, I think they have great years in front of them.
Is there a chance that just like we're seeing whenever guys have to go to a new spot, like Trevor could potentially, let's say with the way this career's gone, if he wasn't number 1 overall pick, gets cut from Jacksonville because of the chaos that happens down there, goes and finds a new team, and then has this mid-career run. We'd say, oh, this is like Baker, Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins. We're saying this right now.
Yeah.
Trevor and Dak have been at the same places. Now, there's been some change and some turnover. Them still playing their best ball and being the pillars of the team is vital to the success, right? I mean, that is something new coach needs, new organization needs, Coach McCarthy?
It's critical. I mean, it's critical. I mean, when you have the quarterback there in place, everything else is built around it. And then really the first component I've always felt is the defense. Because the quarterback needs a great defense to support him, because you don't want to stress your quarterback out every single game. It's fun to throw the ball 45 times. But having a run game and playing complementary football is very important to winning. To get your win totals up during the regular season, and obviously that's what wins in playoff football. So I think the fact that the organizations have recognized the importance of both these young men is a great job on their part, and then just continue to build around them, because if you haven't had a quarterback and when you're starting over, there's always growing pains. You don't ever get to skip those steps.
Yeah, it's life sucks when you don't have a quarterback. When you stink, life sucks.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that outright. And obviously, quarterback, good indicator on whether or not you're going to be good.